Today I'm starting the polish on this 1894 Winchester for the customer, and in the first video I mentioned that the quality of the finish was really very good for this gun. So there's no pitting, there's no rust that I really have to worry about. I've got a couple scratches. I think those will come out in the sandpaper in the polish, so I'm not going to go in and go after this with files right now. I may have to a little bit, but all of the parts are in really good shape. The barrel, the action, the ammunition tube, the lever. The levers tend to get really beat up, and this one is in really fine shape. The top, the bolt, all of this is in really good shape. So this should not be a huge deal trying to polish this thing up. So come on along and let's go ahead and start this. Because the condition of this is so good, as I mentioned, I'm going to start out using a 220 paper, and I think that's going to be enough to get that color off and then take out any of the rough scratches that are in there. Now when I do this, I start to reveal some scratches that I couldn't see otherwise, and if you notice that this side is not perfectly flat, you can see that I'm starting to take material off on the edges while they're still black in the center. So I need to polish these tight radiuses on the front and back of the sides of the receiver, and at some point you just need whatever tools available, and I have a wooden dowel that's roughly the same radius as these two radiuses here, and again adding a little bit of oil, and we want to just sort of bring this and rotate it or radius it in so that we get all that old bluing out of those radiuses. But the objective is not to round over those edges or those body lines and keep them as crisp as we can. This metal is in such good shape. The only thing I have to do is take off the color and then repolish it. This really looks good. One more thought that I wanted to share with you. I have to clamp this receiver in the vise so that I have access or full access to the barrel. But I have to be very careful where I clamp it, because I don't want to squish the receiver. So for instance, this is all hollow. There's nothing inside of this that sort of bridges those two walls of the receiver. So there are a couple places on the receiver that I could clamp. I could clamp here because there's a bridge that goes across right here. Or I could clamp way up at the front. The problem with using that is that that's all polished metal. I've already started down that road. When I get into my 320 polishing, then I'll use the felt liner, and I'll be able to clamp in different places, because the risk of damaging the polishing that I've already done is much less. Short video today, polishing this 1894 Winchester that we took apart in the last video. This is going to be a relatively simple firearm to polish and glue, and I'll take you along as we get working through this. Now, if you're interested in learning more about the details of how we polish, how we glue, how we do basic woodworking, how we create stocks, all of that, then I'm encouraging you to head over to my Patreon side. I've got 4 folks over there now who have joined, and if learning more of this is something that you're interested in, or if you're just interested in supporting the work that I do over here on YouTube. If you're interested in helping out, come on over to Patreon, sign up and join the shop. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your being over there and being part of the things that we do there. So like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, ring the bell so you get notified the next time I post a video. I'll see you in the next one.